Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the Starting Five here on HMTV6. I'm Mark Keller, sports editor of the Hearld-Mail newspaper, joined by Hearld-Mail sports writer Tim Kelby. And we are going to be talking some basketball in this segment. Season well underway now, and Tim, big surprise on Tuesday. Sort of threw the Antietam MVAL Antietam into a tizzy, didn't we?
I'm over covering the South Williamsport girls game over at Williamsport. And after that game is over, somebody in the score said, did you hear what happened? Is it true? I said, what do you mean? I said, did Williamsport beat South Boys over at South? I said, I really haven't heard. I'll let you know later. And I get back to the office, and oh my goodness, 60-47. Williamsport finally gets their first victory of the season. You would not have I would never have expected it to be against South at South.
Right. We'll talk about that because I saw South last week. Against Boonesboro, and one of the things that Coach Kevin Naylor said was, we're a turnover machine right now. Was it much the same in this game?
Well, it was a little bit turnover machine, but I think that they're, from what I get talking to Bob to Parcelletti, who covered the game, there might have been a little internal turmoil going on, especially in the second half, and that's when Williamsport made their move. They outscored South 21-9. Devin King only has 5 points for the game. And you know that if Coach Scott Mowbray's got that defense going, he runs that half-court trap, he's going to force turnovers, and that's what they did to get back in the game.
No, it's as you said, Coach Mowbray is going to find a way to get things going, and maybe this was the catalyst for what
they needed something after losing their first 4 games of the season.
Let's move on to Clear Spring, and they're sort of dealing with some injuries up there. They've been off to a great start. But now what's happening there with the injuries?
Yeah, they run into Boonesboro last night, and Ryan Aaron, who is one of the top young players in the county, had an early ankle injury, missed the rest of the game, did not score, and Boonesboro took full advantage of that, winning 71-31. I'm not really surprised that Boonesboro won the game. They've improved some this year a little bit, but by 40 points, you definitely tell that Clear Spring was hurt. They're relying right now on a freshman, Mike O'Reilly. He's going to be a good one in a couple of years, but right now he's averaging 15.5 a game. But a freshman can't do it all by himself.
Right, absolutely. We'll talk about Boonesboro as well, because again, Skip Chambers did say, that we are better. We've come a long way from where we've been the last 2 years.
This is a case of Bennett's in there, Scott Bennett leading the team, 12.5 points a game. But this is purely a case of a lot of no names, so to speak, on one team putting everything together. Hardeliza, Bennett, those kids are just working hard. Casey Strunk, Strite is in there, and they're going to have a good year, I think. Whether they get above 500, I know that is Coach Chambers' goal, as we said in the preseason. That'd be a great year for Boonesboro, considering where they've been the last 3 years, which literally has been nowhere.
Right, yeah, absolutely. They're a scrappy team, that's for sure. And Coach Kevin Naylor from South said, if you come in here and take this team lightly, they're going to push you to the limit.
They'll do to you what Williamsport did to South.
Right, absolutely. Well, let's talk about some of the top scorers in the area, and a couple of them, at St. James.
Yeah, you got Obi Inakachonya and Namdi Inakachonya, the junior and the senior, leading the area at. Nandi's at 20.6, Obi's at 19.1. But right now, the Saints, that's it. The Saints are having trouble beating people. They're down to 3-7. And I thought they'd be one of the top teams in the area this year. But again, they've had a lot of key injuries. They got 2 good players right now that are sitting on the bench, and it's taken their toll.
And when you have players like Obi and Namdi who do elevate, they're obviously the better players on that team. You tend to see those teams sort of rely too much on those guys. They can't do it on their own.
No, they can't, and the opposition knows that if you don't have that support help, you can double team and triple team wherever, as long as you're following that ball. And that's what Goretti did when they beat St. James last week. They just beat them all over the place, up and down the floor, and made it real tough for them to get the basketball in good position.
Right. Some other big scorers at Broad Fording?
Yeah, Moni Anderson averaging 20 points a game. Mo Salah, the 6'7", the wingman, when he stretches those arms out, he plays like he's about 7 foot, averaging 19 a game. And Martin Gebbin over at Goretti, the junior, averaging 16 a game. Those have been the prime guys right now.
Let's move over to girls hoops now, and South Hagerstown really has established itself as the team to beat in the county, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They had Monday and Tuesday was a real a test for them. They had a tough time Monday night beating Francis Scott Key at home 56-52, and then they have to turn around and play at Williamsport on Tuesday night. And it was a test for them in the beginning because Chris Millot had his girls ready to play in the first half, and South appeared a little bit. I don't think they took Williamsport lightly. They just appeared to be a little bit tired from Monday. They woke up in time though in the second half, and Chelsea Scott was she was all over the place defensively in the second half and hit some key 3-pointers. And Catrice Dixon, well, she was Catrice Dixon. She was all 14 points, and she's the top scorer in the county right now, and she's playing like she knows that she wants to be the player of the year right now.
Right, right. Well, and they got a nice win over Boonesboro, who's shown to be much improved as well.
Again, another improved team. Sam Connolly, the coach over there, he's got a couple of nice players in Davis and O'Brien. They're both averaging in the mid-double figures, and even though they lost big to South, they're going to be. I think they're going to be heard from down the road.
Who's the top girl scorer in
well,
the
again,
area right
you have Catrice at averaging 19.7. Right now in the county, there's only 8 players that are averaging double figures. Kate at 19. You have Jade Boone over at Broad Fording, but obviously they're playing a different level. But she's putting points in the, putting the ball in the hoop. She's averaging 24 a game. But that's basically Chelsea Scott's 11.7. Crystal McLeod over at North is averaging 12.5 a game, but that's pretty much it. Scoring's been down this year among the girls overall.
Right. Well, real quickly, you got about a minute left. Some holiday tournaments coming up next week with Christmas holiday.
Yeah, a lot of them. We have the Williamsport, the boys and girls Dobb tournament on the 28th and 29th. We have the North High Boys Mixer on the 27th and 28th, I think it is. That's with North, South, Smithsburg, Waynesboro, Washington, over in West Virginia. 8-team tournament, 3 days. You have the girls, they have the Hancock Holiday Tournament. You got the boys Tri-State Shootout at Berkeley Springs. So they're going to be everywhere.
And you mentioned one big game on the girls'
side. Yeah, one
side,
big one, up at Hampshire. South Hagerstown is going to be playing up there against a real good Martinsburg team again this time around, so that'll be a good one.
Yeah, we'll see that. Well, we'll have that entire holiday tournament schedule in the Hearld-Mail newspaper and online at herald-mail.com coming up here real soon. More on the starting 5 coming up shortly.